When people mention healthy food, most of us think of salads first. But when people mention delicious food, most of us think of anything but. Because for a lot of us, the idea of eating a salad is likened to chewing on a tree. It's not particularly tasty. Now, I know there are a select few of you out there who clicked on this video because you think that salads are scrumptious. And if you are one of those people, totally no judgment here. Just kidding. But the truth is, it is completely possible to make salads delicious. And that is what we're going to do today. So, your girl has been trying really hard to fall in love with food all over again. And when I say fall in love with food, I mean good food. Food that has all kinds of unique flavors that are worth getting excited about. Now, in America, we tend to do a lot of our flavoring with a ton of butter and a ton of cheese.
Why we're all so fat.
Don't get me wrong. It's delicious, but it's not exactly fantastic for your arteries. So lately, I have been working my buns off to find some salads that I can actually look forward to eating, and I think I've done that. The salad I am going to show you today is going to be my lunch at school. Let's get started, shall we? But first, your girl needs to buy some ingredients. All right, this is everything you will be needing to make your salad. We have baby spinach, sunflower seeds, balsamic vinegar, and of course rotisserie chicken. I find it a lot easier to buy some prepackaged from Walmart rather than having to shred it myself. Some strawberries, something of course to put it in since I am taking it to school with me, and the piece de resistance. Halloumi cheese, and I'm probably butchering the pronunciation of that. Let me tell y'all, this cheese is fabulous. For those of you who are freaking out and are like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to make something healthy, why are you telling me to put cheese in a salad?
The horror.
Y'all calm your cleavage, okay? It'll be fine. There's nothing wrong with having cheese, having dairy, having delicious things. Just have them in moderation. That little block of cheese there is good for at least 6 salads. You are not going to drown in an abundance of calories from an itty bitty little thing. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of cheese for flavor. Also, do be cautious when you're making your salads if you're concerned about calories with what dressing you're using. Personally, I do like using balsamic vinegar because it really cuts down on the calories as opposed to drowning it in ranch like I used to. First, take a second to preheat your grill. We just used a basic George Foreman grill for the cheese because it is a type of cheese where you can actually grill it and it's phenomenal. While you are waiting for that to get hot, take that time to wash your strawberries and get them ready. There we go, all sliced and ready to go. Don't forget to put the cheese in the grill. You hear that sizzle, folks? Now we wait for 5 minutes. Kitchen robot, set timer for 5 minutes.
5 minutes, starting now.
Now we're not just gonna sit around for 5 minutes, we're gonna assemble the rest of our salad. And a handful of spinach goes into the jar. Maybe one more. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. A decent amount of spinach. Next up, sunflowers. Just a small handful, nothing dramatic. This next part's important. If you are having your salad fresh, it is totally fine to throw those strawberries right on top. Since I will not be having mine for a few hours, I'm gonna put my strawberries in a little baggie and add them. Next up, I'm putting my chicken in here. Ta-da! So that lovely block of cheese will split into about 8 pieces. I use 1 per salad, and I store it with the chicken because that's the stuff that will be warm in the salad later. Now I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret. Balsamic vinaigrette kinda sucks at staying in a container if you're trying to take it with you as a dressing. It will end up everywhere. So what I do instead, if I'm planning on having my salad later, is I actually pour it on top of the chicken. It soaks it up nicely, it's still juicy, and because there's the juice of the strawberries, I don't have any issues with it seeming all dry and leafy. Just a little bit. Whoa, that's plenty. And there you have it, folks. One easy salad in a jar that is delicious. So our next salad is a peach and tomato salad. And the ingredients you're gonna need are some salt, some mixed greens, some olive oil, lemon juice. You can use an actual lemon if you want. Cheese is optional. You can use feta or goat cheese. Personally, I like goat cheese better. I think it's a little bit creamier. Some microgreens, some tomatoes. And if you don't like the aspect of tomatoes with like the gooey seeds, you can also use Roma tomatoes. They're not quite as ooey gooey texture-wise. Now, the most important part is peaches. With your peaches, you've got a few options. You can go the canned route, just make sure that they are in their own juice and not in syrup. With the canned peaches, there's no skin. I definitely have issues with texture and I cannot stand fruit with skins. So if that's you, use the canned option. Otherwise, this will taste fantastic with fresh peaches. Just make sure they're right. Now with this recipe, there are also two options for how you prefer to cook your peaches. Because the key to this recipe, honestly, is the fact that they are hot. It just adds a little something to the salad. The cold hot aspect is one of my favorites in terms of enjoying a salad. So I usually have cold everything with the exception of either a meat, a cheese, or a fruit on top. And that really does make all the difference for me. So with these peaches, you have two options. You can roast them in the oven, which is what I will be doing, or you can grill them outside or on the George Foreman grill. If you are using the fresh peach variety, I would recommend going with grilled. Start with getting some parchment paper for your peaches. Lay it on your cookie sheet. Give it a light spritz of oil. Space out your peaches on your tray while you're waiting for your oven to preheat. Once you've got them all on the tray, do another little spritz of olive oil on top and a pinch of salt, not too much. The reason I use the spray for olive oil is because it's a lot less than just putting it in a bag, dunking it in olive oil and shaking it up. A lot of our calories tend to come from using butters or oils in different recipes, so this is my way of cutting it back. I baked the peaches at 400 for about 17 minutes, and while they were cooking, I cut up my tomatoes. All right, to assemble the final product, you need your mixed greens, then of course your microgreens, which are those little stalk-looking things. Add in your cheese, whether that be goat or feta. Top it with your tomatoes. Then add your warm peaches and top it with your balsamic vinegar, and you are good to enjoy. Hello, lovely humans. Editor Heather here. I just wanted to give you guys a couple of substitution options in case there's some picky eaters out there like myself. If you're not a big fan of mixed greens, you can use spinach instead. It's not quite as bitter. If you're not a big fan of tomatoes, but you're still trying to get your veggies in, you can scoop the seeds out and also cut them into smaller pieces. They're not as noticeable texturally. If it's still a little bit too tangy for you, adding a drizzle of honey will also work very well. Enjoy! My biggest goal this year is to fall in love with food again, but healthy food that is nutritious for my body. It's been a challenge so far, but I'm definitely enjoying trying all kinds of new recipes and having the opportunity to share them with you guys when they're winners, of course. In the comment section below, I would really love to know what you guys think of these recipes if you tried them. And of course, if you have any salad recommendations, I would love to hear them. If you guys enjoyed this video, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that little notification bell, of course. I will see you lovely humans next Friday. Bye-bye.